Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the One Slot UIM. In the last episode I decided I would like to prepare for doing Slayer, so we got 43 prayer and trained a little bit of thieving so we can purchase all of those adamant armor, and we finished the episode with getting the Rune scimitar. Between the last episode and this one I was placed here at Sandcrabs, and at some point during this last kill we should be hitting 65 attack, and together with 65 strength, you know what that means, we can enter the Warriors Guild, and that is where our next upgrade lies. But before that, I got an easy clue and it has a first step that I actually can complete, so we will try to see if this maybe will be a finished easy clue. I hope you'll enjoy. Second step seems doable as well. Ooh! Well, we got a two-stepper, and both of those were completable, so I don't think there's even anything I want from easy clues. It's just the factor of being able to complete a clue with just one slot. We even got a unique. Two, actually. So, yeah, that's cool, I guess. So we have the getting clue part done. I actually will just drop it, and we can go to the Warriors Guild. As you probably have guessed, we will be going for the Dragon Defender, and there is a way for me to obtain tokens, albeit a pretty slow one. We will be doing the shot put method. This is actually the one that I do on every one of my accounts. I know people usually like to do the armors, like Rune armor or something, but I like this method. And actually this prompted me to check the wiki for it, and there is actually a pretty specific math for it, so it turns out I've been doing it all wrong, but let's get to it step by step. So we need our hands empty first. And hands mean main hand, off hand, and gloves. So I will be dropping my leather gloves, and we will be destroying the training shield. We don't need it anymore. And I can keep my Rune scimitar in my one empty inventory slot. And then the amount of distance you get correlates... let's start this again. The amount of tokens you get correlates with distance, so we want to throw the shot put as far as possible. Plus you get additional points from using the heavier shot, so I'm using this one on the southern side. This is the 22-pound one. And it also correlates with your strength level, so with 65 it's pretty decent, let's say. And with your run energy, so what I will be doing is I will be throwing the shot using the standing throw, because apparently they all give different bonuses, and standing throw gives plus 30 hidden bonus, step and throw gives plus 20, and spin and throw gives plus 10. So standing throw is just the best one, and I will be throwing this until I have 50 run energy. And I guess I will just be doing this for the bigger part of the day. I will be counting the XP I have on the XP tracker and approximating the amount of tokens I will get by counting that. And that is because if I claim the tokens, I actually will have my inventory slot taken by the tokens, and I would need to drop my Rune Simi. Or juggle them in some way, and I cannot throw more shots, so I'm gonna try and get about 2000 tokens so we can get all the defenders in one go. But well, if that doesn't work out or I make a mistake, then we will have to do some major juggling. The XP tracker shows that I've gotten 24,000 strength experience and approximating about 12 strength XP per token. This should be our 2000 tokens. 2,766, so a little bit over the estimate, but that's just good news, nothing wrong with getting more tokens. And this is the limit in which we have to get our Dragon Defender now. There we go, here's the Bronze Defender, and now the part that I've been kinda dreading. Let's see if I can juggle the tokens like this. We equip the defender. And now here on the ground, let's drop the tokens and show the defender. This should work. The only thing I'm scared of is what if I drop the tokens inside and then the game ticks to check if I have enough tokens and sees that I don't have any and kicks me out. I would have to... Well, there is one safety precaution I could take, and I could wait until the number ticks down by 10 and then pick up. That would make it safer, but also it would make my tokens run out faster, and after how long it took to get the bronze one, I'm pretty unsure if we have enough, so I think I'll just risk it. Literally, the thing I was worried will happen happened, so I guess we're back to farming tokens. Take 2. I got a little bit more tokens this time, so I don't have to worry about them running out. At least I hope this will be enough. And this time we will be waiting until the amount drops by 10 before picking up the defender. There we have it, the Rune Defender, last of the defenders obtainable from the upstairs Cyclops, so I'll just wait until the tokens drop by 10 and we will pick this up. I'm gonna have to focus when I step inside, so I'll talk a little bit now. We made it to basement with 2200 tokens left, so I think that is plenty to get the Dragon Defender. And they also drop one more thing that would be cool to get, but if we go dry on it, I don't think I will stay here. And that is the Rune Full Helm. So we are fishing for both of those drops. They both are 1 in 100, and there is a pretty decent chance we might get the Rune Full Helm before the defender, so in that case I will be very happy because we'll get 2 upgrades. We got a Rune Med Helm drop, but I am not gonna use it. I would rather use this weaker helmet that looks better than a Rune Med Helm drop. It's called Fashion Honey, look it up. And there we have it, the Rune Full Helm before the Dragon Defender, so we got the first upgrade. The Dragon Defender is taking a little long, so I'm getting a little nervous about the token stack because it's depleting far faster than I would anticipate, but so far happy with the helmet. Another update, this time a sad one. We are running out of tokens. I will have to go and get some more. It will be hard with the Rune Defender, but I'll try to manage. The problem is that these take me so long to kill, about a minute or longer per Cyclops, so we are hemorrhaging the tokens like crazy, and I already went double the drop rate, so I will try to get some tokens and come back, and we'll probably do that back and forth because there's no point getting a huge stack of tokens at this point. Got 1k more tokens, let's try this again. Oh my god, what a wave of relief. This took a really long time. A long time of prayer flicking. I think we went like 4 times the drop rate for Dragon Defender, and I really don't want it to despawn, but we have to wait for that 10 tokens to go down as usual. Let's drop the tokens, pick up the Defender. First piece of dragon. Pretty much probably the last, but I'm still extremely happy. Compared to the Dragon Defender, our next upgrade is very fast. I just got my Shazin reputation to 91, was supposed to be 90, but you know, I didn't check it all the time. By bringing medkits to those wounded soldiers after the Shazin overhaul, it's a lot easier than it used to be. Especially for a person with my restrictions, there are medkits just right next to the soldiers, and you get 0.2 rep for everyone, so this was pretty fast. And now the upgrades we are going for, which is Shazin Armor 5 and specifically the Shazin Gloves 5. Now, there is one issue. To get A higher tier Shazin armor, you need to have the entire previous tier completed, so that doesn't sound too bad. We will just go from Soldier tier 1 all the way to Soldier tier 5. And yes, that is also fine in theory if you can keep the armor in your inventory, as Wiki says is required. Maybe it will work if I keep the armor on me. Then it would technically be possible to get the Shazin tier 5 armor and the gloves. I would have to keep dropping and picking up my adamant legs, chain body, and rune helm, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. The bigger issue would be if the armor really has to be in the inventory, then I don't know, but nothing better to do than try this. Okay, just completed the entire tier 1 set, and now here's the bigger issue. You cannot drop these pieces, you can only destroy them. So from this point onward, I have to drop my legs, helmet, and chest. And I cannot take any breaks until we reach tier 5. So, yep, let's see if we can get tier 2 items. Looks like we can. Alright, so this is a marathon to tier 5 gloves now. And the dream is dead. I had to pick up Shazin boots 2. And replace my Shazin boots 1 with those, so I had to drop my tier 1 boots, and now the soldier tier 2 will not fight with me, so I guess we cannot in fact get to tier 5, but let me think for a second. Okay, I think this is the best we can do. I defeated the tier 2 soldier again after re-obtaining tier 1 boots, and we can use those Shazin gloves too. They give 1 melee strength, and Shazin gloves 5 give +3, but I think this is where this stops. We cannot fight our way through the entire Shazin tier 2 soldier, so we cannot move on to tier 3, etc. Sucks, because that sounded like a pretty easy upgrade, but +1 strength is also decent, so. Okay, I might have thought of a solution, but we need all the firepower we can get, so I went back to the Warriors Guild and bought a strength potion, and hopefully that is gonna carry us, and the plan is to regain the Shazin armor 1, and then dropping and picking up my own armor so I don't lose it. We will be killing the tier 2 soldier while wearing the tier 1 armor all the time until 5 pieces are on the ground, hopefully no duplicates, and then we will pick up and replace our entire armor with it, and hopefully we can push like that, changing our slots all 5 at the same time from the ground until the tier 5 soldier. And we need all the firepower because the items disappear on the ground after 3 minutes. I don't know if those untradeable pieces also will disappear so fast, but we need to kill the soldiers 5 times within 3 minutes and hopefully get no duplicates. So let's get to working. This plan also doesn't seem to work. The items disappear after just half of the regular 3 minutes pass, so we have 90 seconds. I did a test run with tier 1 items, and it doesn't seem like I can even finish tier 1 with the easiest soldier to beat, not even thinking about higher tiers, so this plan is in the bin as well. New idea, you can put stuff on the table, like this strength potion here. So maybe I can put my Shazin pieces too, so they stay for 10 minutes. No. I still have one more trick up my sleeve, and that's the UIM Classic. When in doubt, kill yourself. UIM death mechanics work like this. You have exactly 60 minutes to get back to your stuff before it despawns. Getting back here took me 4 minutes, so let me pick up all those flyers so we can keep within our restriction. I also picked up my Rune Simi, my Dragon Defender, and we re-obtain full tier 1 Shazin armor. And as you can see, my Shazin gloves too are still lying on the ground there. So the plan is this. I will fight the tier 2 soldier, until we get as many pieces as I can, and then I will equip all of the pieces and keep one in the inventory, the one closest to despawning, and then we will just die again. And hopefully we can finish for tier 2 in that manner, and maybe within the hour we can manage to get tier 3 or maybe tier 4. I guess I could go all the way to full tier 5, but we would most likely lose our Rune full helm if I do that. I managed to get 3 pieces of tier 2 in total, the greaves, the gloves, and the helm. Got a little bit unlucky, but that's besides the point, so I fight the sergeant again, and if I die right at this place, my previous pile should stay on the ground, and some of the tier 2 pieces that I managed to obtain are also on the ground. So now we need to re-obtain tier 1 again, and then get the remaining pieces, and then we have full tier 2, and we can start working on tier 3. This is very time consuming, and I'm hopefully explaining it in a manner that's understandable, but I think that is the only way to obtain higher tier pieces. And even if we don't go all the way to tier 5, the tier 3 gloves have even one higher strength bonus, which is +2, so that would already be a giant win. Alright, we got the plate body and boots too, so I will start replacing my tier 1 items now. And we have full tier 2, which means we can start fighting tier 3 soldiers now. Alright, we got the Shazin gloves 3, and now it's time for me to think, because there's one thing that I didn't think about, and that is if I start getting tier 3 pieces, I still have my tier 2 armor on. I would have to die after every single piece of tier 3, otherwise I would come back and have to get tier 2 back, the entire tier 2 to start getting back my tier 3. And to get tier 2, I would have to get tier 1 back entirely, and you can see the issue. It gets exponentially harder once we get to higher tiers. What I needed was more time because we were already past halfway on the death timer, so I decided to re-pile with the entire tier 2 plus one item I could bring, that was the Rune full helm. Basically, in the old pile, we had the tier 2 gloves, so I had tier 3 gloves equipped. Anyways, straight to the point. The items we have now is Rune full helm and Shazin gloves 3 on the ground, and I can juggle items so we can get tier 3 one by one. That also means that those adamant plate legs and chain body are sadly lost. I mean, they're not now, but they will be. They will despawn soon. So I will get the tier 3 one by one, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, boots 3, and together with the gloves 3 I have there, and the body and the legs and a helm I have in my inventory, this is entire tier 3, so I will pick this all up and replace my tier 2 with it. And this now can act as a sort of checkpoint, because since we already accepted the loss of our adamant chest and legs, I can equip the entire tier 3 and still have my Rune helmet in the inventory. Yes. So now I can take a break without the clock ticking back, and when I'm ready to come back, I can just die again and start this process anew, just with tier 3 instead of 2. Start getting tier 4, and then eventually tier 5. A couple death piles later, here's entire tier 4 completed, and I actually do not have to death pile anymore, because we actually only want the gloves from tier 5, and if we have the entire tier 4 completed, we can fight the tier 5 soldier anytime we want. And there we go. Here's the thing we've been trying to get all this time. Shazin Gloves 5. I'm really glad I stuck with it. So those gloves are fantastic because they provide +3 strength bonus in total. And I also debated getting Shazin Boots 5 because they give a pretty decent range bonus, +5, which is extraordinarily good. But I think I have another plans for the boot slot, so we are done here. I lost my Addy chest and legs, so I will have to get that back, but for now I can drop all of those pieces and we have our Shazin Gloves 5. And this is my grand plan for the boot slot. We're gonna use Fancy Boots, the very iconic free-to-play footwear. The stats are worse than the Shazin boots we have, but they look sick as hell. And the last slot upgrade I'm gonna go for is the Amulet slot. Now, with just one inventory slot, I'm not able to make or enchant any amulets, but those undead druids in Forthos dungeon are kind enough to drop 3 already finished types of amulets: Amulet of Magic, Amulet of Defense, and Amulet of Strength. So we're gonna go for Amulet of Strength, and they drop it pretty commonly, 1 in 20, so let's get it pretty early. There is an altar here so I can pray magic constantly, but they also slap pretty hard with melee. I already tried fighting one and I killed it with just 3 HP left, and dying here would be very, very annoying. So let's not die, that's the plan. And since I have no food at all, after every kill I will be staying here at the altar praying a rapid heal. And if they get me to low health, that might be even a half an hour AFK. 3 kills in, here's the Amulet of Defense. Not the one we're looking for, but any stats are good at the moment. And here's the Amulet of Strength. That didn't take long at all, like 5 or 6 kills for +10 melee strength bonus. Let's get out of here. After getting the amulet, I decided to stick around at Temple Spiders and get some GP to buy back the adamant chain and legs, and we got a grabby key, so, you know, let's... oh. Well, that's a bummer. I didn't even consider that we might not have the required thieving level. Oh well. This goes to the ground, I guess. And since we're talking about grinding GP to buy back the Addy chain and legs, I decided that this outfit looks fantastic. I never used Shazin Armor 4, but those legs with those little patches look incredible. So I'm gonna stick with this. It has considerably less defensive stats, but I'm going for stats on every single one of my accounts. This account is gonna go for swag instead. So yeah, I think we are done with our Slayer setup. And since our Slayer setup is now finished, I think that will be it for today's video. I'm having a lot of fun playing this account, so I hope you are enjoying watching my progress as well. I'm gonna go do the Varrock quiz now, but that's for the future episode, and for now, sincerely, thank you for watching. Hopefully you had a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.